In this video, I'll show you how to generate a random password. The requirement for our password is simple. It needs to be longer than 8 characters. It needs to have uppercase letters and lowercase letters, and also it needs to have numbers. Let's start with a quick way to generate a password. As always, I'm using the Quokka extension, so in order to show the output right here in the code editor screen, I'm going to have to use console log, otherwise I would have skipped it. So Math.random toString, and I'll set it to 32. And as you can see, the above example returns 0 point and then a combination of lowercase letters and numbers, which is actually a hexadecimal number. But how do we get rid of this 0 and dot at the very start of this string? Well, we can do this easily using the slice method. The slice method works like this. We pass it a number x, and we remove x characters from the left of the string. For example, if we say 0.1 dot slice, and then we set it to 2, let's console log this. And what this is going to do is it's going to give me a 1. If I, for example, do dot 1 dot slice 2, it's still going to give me a 1. The slice method doesn't care that there's a 0.1 here or that there's a dot here. It just takes the first 2 characters from this 3-character string and removes those first 2 characters. So thus, if we paste in something like this, 0.tdn whatever, it will remove the first 2 characters. And of course, we can pass the number value to string method to the toString method for various number systems. So we could pass the number 8 for octal, number 16 for hexadecimal, number 32 for alpha decimal, etc. If we pass it a 2, for example, we'll get a binary number. So the toString method accepts a range of these numbers from 2 to 36 as its parameters. So let's now go back to our random password generator. I'm going to set a password as the pw variable to the result of calling math.random toString and then passing a 36 here and slicing the first 2 characters. And now when I console log pw, I'm getting this random number. So what if we wanted to make it more random? Could we perhaps add some uppercase characters? Well, here's a quick way to do it. So basically, I'm just going to add another function call here toUpperCase, and this is going to make it all the letters in this string uppercased. Now, let's say I want to make it a combination of lower and uppercase characters. We can do this by combining 2 arrays as follows. So the first one is going to be let pw math.random toString dot slice 2, like we've seen earlier. And then I'm going to set another one. And this second password, I'm going to name pw2. And now basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread both of these using the spread operator. So I'm going to spread the pw, and I'm also going to spread the pw2. Okay, so that's the first part. And now the result of the code can be seen as above. Now, the difference here that I'm going to do is I'm going to add toUpperCase method call to this one. And now what's going to happen? The first one is going to have lowercase, and the second one is going to have uppercase. Okay, so this kind of works, but we're not going to always be getting the same length of these strings. So to kind of normalize the lengths, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut them as follows. So basically, I'm going to use the length property. So I'm going to do, let's say, pw.length equals to pw.length, pw2.length. And I'm going to console log this just to make sure that I'm getting the appropriate. So sometimes they are 11, sometimes they are 12, etc., etc. So you see they are not the same. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll use an if statement, and I'll say if pw.length is greater than pw2.length, let's set the pw length to the pw2.length. Else, I'm just going to set the pw2.length to the length of pw. Okay. And now finally, what I want to do is basically combine these two. So you've already seen the splice in action, the splice method. So let's say for let I equals 0, I is less than pw.length, I plus equals 2. So for every 2, on every loop, increment the value of I by 2. And then I'm going to do pw splice I 1 pw2 of I. And now I can finally do pw equals pw dot join. And let's now console log the value of pw. So what this is going to do is going to generate a string that has lower letters, small letters, capital letters, numbers, all combined in one nice string. And that's how you can generate a random password that's not really as trivial as just doing this first thing right here.